And we are officially live. Happy Tuesday evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Shade Selects. I hope that you are all having a wonderful week so far. I'm about to bring on my co-host, Nick Kostos, who is the host of You Better, You Bet. He's going to be discussing with us what he's been up to lately on his show. As you guys know, there was a big basketball game last night. So let me bring Nick on, and we are going to jump into that conversation. What's going on, Kostos?
What's up? What's up? Great to be on. Thank God college basketball's over, so I can get, my life back a little bit. Great to be on with you here and talking about something other than sports for a change here, and something that I really love. So awesome. Love your Seattle Sonic shirt by the way, from back in the day, which is great. And pumped to get into it tonight.
Mike, can you guess which team I was going for last night?
I would guess you were going for the team that lost, unfortunately. But I bet on Baylor, so I ended up winning. But yeah, Gonzaga, they did not really come to play last night, unfortunately for you and for people from the Pacific Northwest.
I know, it's a bummer. I used to play a bunch of volleyball tournaments in their gym, so that's kind of how I remember Gonzaga, is that the biggest volleyball tournaments were held there, and that was actually my first tournament I ever won was in that gym, so it was always known as my lucky gym.
Ooh. Maybe they should have flown you in and had you on the sideline last night. They could have used
for some good luck, right?
I mean,
they're like, who's this random girl? I'm your lucky charm.
I mean, they played they couldn't have played worse. So I think it had to have been better. Whatever you brought to the table.
Well, glad you were focused on the right team last night when it comes to betting. So I would have lost a lot of money, I think, last night, unfortunately, if I had done it my way.
A lot of people, I think, lost. A lot of people liked Gonzaga last night. A lot of people. So you wouldn't have been alone.
What's going on, everybody? Good to see you in here. Terrell, Angela, Anthony, Bogdan, and Monte Carlo. We are going to be talking about some of those shoes later on in the show. For those of you who are new to Shade Selects, Nick and I are going to go through our cops of last week, and then we're going to kind of dive into what are some shoes that will be dropping this week and how we feel about them. I'm going to start pulling out actually a couple shoes here so Nick and I can kind of go through them and he can kind of give me his thoughts on what he thinks about them. I think you're going to like a few of them though already, Nick.
Yeah, I feel like I like almost everything that you have. So yeah, and I think a lot of people probably feel the same way. So I have no doubt.
We're going to be matching now for one of them.
Okay. Oh, you know what's funny? So first off, they're beautiful. I thought I wasn't going to like them. And now that I'm seeing a lot of people with the new foam runners, moon gray is the colorway, right? I'm seeing a lot of people flexing them on Instagram. And I think I want to get them now. I think I want to cop them now. And I didn't think that was going to be the case. Now I've got the OG pair. It's in the other room. Maybe I should go get them and I can hold them up and people can see them next to each other. So I think I may just be set with my pair.
Wait till you bring that one up because I think we got to hold it up to another one here soon.
Oh, you got both. You got both.
I got both. Okay. I got both. I got to give a quick shout out though to Terrell. He just gave us $19.99 here. So thank you so much, Terrell, for the donation.
Love that.
Definitely goes back to the channel. Thank you so much for always being an OG supporter. But I think you need this colorway, Kostos. It's different. It is made in China though, I will say. The version that you have and the sand version that I've got here are both made in the US. As we know with New Balance, everything made in the U.S. just seems to be higher quality.
Yes, especially vaccines for things that cause global pandemics. But yes, agreed.
Right.
But I don't know. I kind of love those. Yeah. My only thing is that I don't wear a lot of gray, especially this time of year. So I don't know. Are you see yourself wearing that a lot? And once we get to June or the second half of May, once the weather starts getting hot. Do you see yourself wearing the moon gray pair a lot? Because I'll wear my pair, the OG pair, all summer long.
Because it's a dark gray, and as everybody knows, I love me some black and sometimes dark gray. I feel like I'm going to be able to finesse this into my wardrobe. I think if this was a different color variation, like a bright pop of color where it was like a blue in tone or something else, I think it would be more difficult. But I find that grays, for some reason, for me, like when I'm going through my wardrobe and really styling it, it's one of the easier colors for me to kind of wear year round. So this is definitely a comfortable matching. I think if it was like more of a pop of color that was more summery or springy, it would be a little bit harder. But I feel like this one I could kind of just work into my wardrobe year round.
Do you think that they're cooler now that you have them in hands than they looked online? Like, do you like them more or less now?
You know what? It's funny. It's like the slides. I wasn't into the Yeezy slides until I had them on foot. And then all of a sudden I was like, this has to be one of the most comfortable slides I've ever owned. They're lightweight. They really actually fit my arches really well. I've got high arches, so anything that really like cushions my arch and gives me support is something that I need. But like, I feel like I needed to have it in hand and on foot for me to really fall in love with it. Otherwise, I just would have passed, just because for me personally, they looked a bit bulky and I feel like it made like the foot look larger. But with these, just wearing them, I mean, it's so lightweight, and there's just something about a lightweight shoe that I love so much.
Yeah.
And then also, it's almost like you've got to have it in person, and you have to put some outfits together just to see. But I feel like these they popped. And I could tell too when people were walking by when we were filming this the other day, because when I was wearing the sands, it was just kind of like, okay, those are cool. But when I put on the moon grays, it was like, whoa, what are those?
Yeah. I think you sold me on them because I love that wow factor of them. Like, I really do like that. And like, I feel like a lot of people that are watching this, and like, you could tell us in the comments if you agree, like for me, and I don't think there's anything wrong with saying this, that's a draw sometimes for me. Like, if I like it, great, but also like if it gets that reaction from people, I'm super into that. So I don't know, I think I may have to cop those, and I kind of regret not trying to cop them at retail, because I was thinking like, I've got the OGs, those are good enough, and now I feel like I regret it.
Thomas over here, a real marble look. I will say they did a great job with really kind of giving it that marbled effect. It looks kind of like frosting up close and personal. Like, they really did a good job kind of making this realistic with the textures and everything. So I will say, spot on with the textures. It looks like they literally painted this with vanilla frosting of some kind.
Like ice cream or something. Yeah, no, they
I feel like it looks like some type of texture, which I like that they gave it texture, so it wasn't just like a bland kind of paint job.
Yeah, and you know what I was thinking, actually? Like, I own so many pairs of shoes, and like, I'm gonna get more for the summer. I feel like I'm gonna wear my foam runners a lot this summer, though. And I'll go get them if you want to do a comparison. But like,
the perforation going on here, like you can't get a silhouette that's gonna have more airflow than this. Yeah. Literally,
they're
like
awesome.
Look at how many holes are in this. This is insane.
I got my first vaccine shot today. I wore my foam runners to get them. There was a dude working there who had the OG belugas on. Yeah,
right here, everybody. Vaccine number 1. We're halfway there.
That's right.
I wish I got the Johnson & Johnson. I wanted a one and done.
Me too. It kind of sucks to have to wait another couple weeks, but yeah. So some dude there working has got the OG belugas. I've got the foam runners. We kind of like make eye contact and just nod at each other like, yes, this is great. But I feel like I'm going to wear them all summer long. Like, they will probably be my number 1 most worn shoe this summer will be the foam runners.
I think so too. I'm feeling like this is definitely going to be like my go-to. There's something about New York where I don't want to wear high tops. I don't want to wear shoes that just have a lot of bulk and leather to them, just because I think of like how hot your feet get when you're walking around. And I just want something that's lightweight. It's got a lot of perforation going on so you can have some breathability in your feet. But definitely I feel like this is going to be a go-to. Looks like Carlton Riley, you won the foam runners on a raffle. Congratulations. There's nothing better than winning raffles. I'm telling you, that feeling of winning a raffle, it's just like you won the lottery. So definitely was lucky on the foam runners this past week. So happy that I was able to do a video on this for all of you guys.
Can I ask you a question about them? Because like I really like respect your opinion on this kind of thing, because I think you're great with like putting outfits together and fits and like conceptualizing stuff. So for people out there, maybe you feel the same way as me, because I think you are kind of open about the fact that like you wear like a lot of black and gray, right, in your wardrobe. And I do too, but that's mostly like fall and winter for me. When we get to the spring and the summer, I do a lot of like, greens in different shades and bright yellows and lighter shades of blue and white and like light gray. So can I get does that work? Like the moon gray foam runners? Like if you're looking for more of like a summery spring color palette with like, I don't want to say like pastels, because that implies that there's like, it's not necessarily that, but I wear a lot of like pink also in the summer, like light pink. Like, can I get away, you think, with the moon grays in the summer and the spring if like that's my color palette? I feel like a lot of people probably feel the same way.
I like really monochromatic looks for the spring and summer sometimes. I feel like too, if you're going to go all pastel, like I feel like the colorway that you have is going to go great. But I think if you have one tone going on, I think that, this look could work, but this would definitely kind of be the standout piece to your look. It's not going to be like the backdrop to, what you're wearing. This is going to be the statement piece of that look. But I do think that it will work better, especially if you're wearing pastel colors, to kind of go all of that one pastel colorway from top to bottom, and then have these as that like statement piece to really just punch it.
Okay. So you got the sands also,
I think you can do this. I did get the sands. Obviously, I think this colorway is just too close to the version that you have. I personally would not. Should I get them? I don't know. I feel like you're good with the first, color.
No, I'm saying should I get it and we can put it up like and people can see like what the difference is.
Oh yeah, go get them so we can see the differences. I'll answer some questions while you're gone. Idyllic Andre, they look like futuristic Crocs. Listen, after the Grateful Dead Crocs that I purchased, I have fallen in love with Crocs. I never thought I would be the person to wear Crocs, but oh my God, are those shoes so comfortable. There's nothing better than just a shoe that you can slip on. You don't have to worry about laces, though I've seen these with laces and they actually look fire. So I might actually end up, trying that look out. What's going on, Marius, Frank, Jennifer? It's good to see you guys all in here. Will any colors restock in the future? I'm not sure about that, Jennifer, but they do have other colorways that are going to be dropping. So stay tuned. Yeezy's definitely going to be dropping some other colorways. I think I saw a navy one actually that's going to be coming out soon as well. What's going on, Joe? All right, you got it? All right, I think our lighting is a little different, so it may be difficult.
I can jack
you
the
have
light
more
up
of
on
a
my
natural dimmed lighting.
I'm gonna jack this up. That should be better.
They do, Jennifer. I agree. They look great with laces. I did not pay resale for these, Joe. I only paid retail for them. All right. Yeah, so definitely, I feel like this is, yours is kind of more of a white tone. This is definitely, I feel like, a little bit more off-white.
Yes. They're both awesome. But I don't think you can go wrong with it.
It's like such a slight difference. So for you, like, I would definitely, if you're going for a different kind of look, this marbled effect, I don't know, Kostos, I think you could pull this off.
I don't think there's any question about that. The question is just like,
you're like, I'll make it happen.
But you know what's fun? Like, so like, the OG colorway is going for resale. The prices are crazy. And
$650 to $1,300.
Yeah. But like the Sands is going for like $250 to $300. So like I get it. Like you want to have like the OG colorway, but I mean, why wouldn't you just get the Sands? They look like almost identical. So like,
honestly, yeah, like I would never pay that price point, but that's just kind of how it works. It's like everybody knows the OG colorways are always going to do well. Ah, look at that. We got some slides. I need to find my resins. I need to get a summery pair. I
need to get a summery pair. Like I can't wear these in the summer. I wore these in
I feel like they're going to be launching a lot more slides this summer too. I need to get a new colorway in the slides. Mine are falling apart. I've worn them so much, to be honest. But Joe is wondering if I paid resale. I only pay retail for my shoes. Not trying to humble brag. But yeah, these were all purchased for the retail price point of $80.
God bless you.
Only $80. And I actually was able to cop 2 of the Sands. I wasn't sure about sizing, Kostos. I literally, because I'm a half size, so it's kind of awkward. I wasn't sure because, you know, with the slides, you can pull something off because the back's open. But with this, it really limits you. Like, your heel is not going to go all the way back here. So your really starting point is, you know, probably, I feel like a half an inch or so forward.
Mine are a little big on me. Mine are a little big, not big enough that like they're not comfortable, but they are slightly big. And I believe that I went true to the size with mine. I think I got a 10. I'm pretty sure that that's what I got. It doesn't, I don't think it says it on here, and I don't remember. I don't know where the box is, but I'm fairly certain I went true to size on mine. Someone asked how comfortable are they? 9, I would say. Not a full 10.
Yeah. Yeah, not a whole 10. I feel like over time, especially like my slides, there's so much wear and tear, and these are made out of algae. I used to have an algae eater growing up, and I saw that thing attack algae, so I'm like, I wonder how long this is actually going to last with the elements. Is it going to start to kind of like deteriorate?
You had an algae? I don't even know what to say to that. But
it's a really creepy looking fish. It's to keep your fish tank clean.
Oh, okay. So the one problem that I have with these, and it's not enough of a problem that I wouldn't wear them, is that sometimes, like if you see this here, right, the sides here, where like my ankle bone sometimes will like fall down onto it. Not to the point, and I have worn them around Manhattan and have like walked around the city all day in them. So I've never like come home and like there's been like, you know, there's like a bruise or something or like a cut on my foot from it. Like that's never happened. But it does sometimes rub against it, and it can be unpleasant. It's not.
I feel like you need to wear socks that are going to cover that region, because I feel like you could definitely get blisters over time, right?
Oh, I do. I wear long socks with them every single time. But even like that to me is like not enough to like completely eliminate that. Oh, I love those. I love that colorway. But for me, like resins. It's so worth it, because like these are so cool looking that I don't even care. Even if I got scab or whatever, it doesn't matter.
You're like, I'm going to rock them no matter what. All right, so this was actually a cop that I thought I had lost, but I ended up winning a raffle on these. I am obsessed. These are the Clots.
Yes.
Air Max ones. So this video is going to be coming out this week, you guys. So definitely stay tuned for this. But this is a beautiful shoe. Even the bottom is cool. It's a foot.
I would say especially the bottom is cool, yeah.
Right? Even the details on the inside of the insole there.
Very cool.
But just especially like for those people who love, you know, having a sock game, I feel like this is just such a cool variation to really like show your style because of that clear toe box. I mean, I haven't seen anything like this before. The OG of this shoe too is going for insane numbers. I think it's like $1,300 or something like that. It's crazy. But it looks the same. Looks exactly the same as this. So again, another one of those, like, why would you buy the OG when you could buy almost the identical version?
What color socks are you going to wear with those?
So I actually already styled these. I did a brown sock for one of the looks, kind of a neutral beige sock for another. And then I used like more of a pattern, kind of bright orange sock underneath that matched actually this orange perfectly.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, there's just like really cool textures and really cool color options on here, which is really cool.
Those are pretty awesome. I'm a fan.
Definitely a fan of these ones. Thanks for the love on the t-shirt. Yeah. Culture Kings just sent me a lovely box, so you guys are going to be seeing a lot of Sonics gear. My OG team, if only they were still around, I would be rooting for them. They'll be back. Unfortunately. Fortunately, they went to Oklahoma on me, Kostos.
I know, but we got to get you some Seattle Kraken stuff, like for the new hockey team that's starting next year, because their colors are sick.
I need something from back home. I mean, I have the Seahawks, but when the Sonics left, it was just near and dear to me. So that was brutal.
I do think they'll be back at some point in the near future, though.
So this is another Clot, but this is in the Jordan 14. So I did the video on both of these shoes together. This was actually the first Jordan that I ever owned, was the 14. So this kind of brought me back. I had to grab a pair just because, you know, memory lane. But I thought this was an interesting colorway. It's really different, and I like the beige tone that it has to it with this kind of like salmony pink colorway.
Yep.
Not sure how I feel about this piece. It's a little different.
I personally don't like it and don't think it goes with the shoe, but I like the rest of the shoe outside.
I think though, you know what's nice is it's actually detachable, so I could just take this off. When I was rocking it, it felt weird just because it like bangs on the back of your foot. Yeah. And that was getting annoying. I was just like, It
and
reminds
also,
me of when I
don't like the red with it also. Like I think the red's out of place kind of with the rest of the colorway.
Yeah, I wish even if this color was kind of like this same coloring scheme, it would have blended a bit more, but the red just is kind of like out there. I'm not quite sure why they decided to go with the red on this one.
Agreed. Like why? What's the point? I agree.
Yeah, but I was definitely excited to get these, and I hadn't done a video on it, so I was just like, I think I need to pair this with the clots. I'm so behind on shoe videos right now. Sorry, guys. I've got about 10 more videos to pump out, but we'll get there.
Nice.
Thanks, Marius. Glad you think these are dope.
I got a pair of loafers this week.
You got a pair of loafers. Let's see them.
Yeah, I got the Ime loafers, actually. The Ime Leandro
loafers. I saw those. I can't wait to see them in person.
My girlfriend has been getting on my case, kind of like, you need to like vary up kind of like your shoe game, because all I wore last summer were sneakers, and she's like, well, no, you need to start incorporating some loafers into your wardrobe. And as my primary motivation in life is just to not be hassled, I'm getting a couple pairs of loafers because that's kind of how I roll. Like I just want to be left alone.
Technically, it doesn't count, right? It's a loafer.
Yes.
Or is she counting that?
Oh no, this counts as a loafer. Yes. So yes. So I got this penny loafer.
It's classic.
Yeah, but I love
that's great for the spring.
Yes, and a couple different colorways of these came out. So this was my favorite, which was the tan with the white, and they look awesome on foot. Now, I don't think like
quality
you said,
looks amazing.
Oh yeah. So spring, I think it's more of a spring than a summer. I don't know that you could wear these really with shorts. I guess you could, right? But I would think a flat loafer works better with shorts because you've got this, you kind of have this heel here. So I think this is more of something you'd wear with pants as opposed to shorts. So this is probably for the next couple months. But like once we get into summer, I'm going to get like a Prada or something because I'm a bougie MFer. And that's what I'll do.
Of course you would.
Yes.
Speaking of Ame, let's talk about Teddy Santis and the big move that he's about to make with New Balance. How crazy is that?
So I'm kind of really fired up for that. Teddy Santis, obviously the founder of Ime, a Greek kid from Queens, just like me. And like the whole brand is like growing up in the 90s in New York City, which I did. So I kind of like really vibe with it. By far, like my favorite clothing brand, like the shirt I'm wearing is from there right now. So I got a huge shipment of clothes last week from them, but because it's not sneakers, but I'm buying lots of stuff in the summer and the spring. And I love all his New Balance stuff. And I think we've shown a bunch of them off, and I think I've got some of them lying around here, but I pretty much think like every shoe he's come out with, all the New Balance collabs, whether it was the first one, which are I
already got some out here because this is one of my favorite. The 550s. I had this actually. I got them in two different colorways. So I got these in the navy and the red. But honestly, like if I could have had all of the colors, I would have just copped all of them.
I have the green and the red. Yeah, I have the green and the red of those. I have the 327 absorbs from last spring with the green. I have the white pair with the green end. Those are absolutely beautiful. Nice,
and the
nice,
yellow.
Nice.
But nice. I think Teddy Santis brought like a new level to New Balance, and I think it really just started this unraveling of all these great collabs that New Balance started to connect with. And I think it's well-deserved, and it's really just cool to see somebody like him, really start from nothing. He talks about how he really, when he was younger, couldn't afford fashion. So he would really have to be savvy with his budget. He'd have $60 in cash. He'd go into the city and just have to make do. But he was all about really being fashionable on the basketball courts. And he talks about, how fashion on the courts really inspired him to start Ame. And, it's interesting to see where I guess he was inspired through, you know, the game and the sport of basketball. Because when I think of court basketball, I guess I never would have thought of it in a sense where it was like a runway. But it was really cool to see him talk about that and how he was really seeing, you know, just the, I guess, trend of being very fashionable on the court. If you came to the court and you weren't dressed to impress, like, you weren't going to play. You were going to sit on the bench the whole time.
Yeah. So I think it's great. I think everything he's done with New Balance has been awesome. I own a lot of the stuff. I can't wait to get the new 550s that are coming out that he's teased on Instagram, like the yellow pair with the green and the white. So I'll definitely be
copping those. He's been teasing a lot.
Yeah. So, yeah, like, I think it's great. And I think New Balance is probably, like, I don't know, like, probably my favorite sneaker brand right now. I guess Yeezy, kind of like I'm buying a lot of Yeezy too, but outside of Yeezy, like, I'm not into like a ton of Adidas right now. So I love New Balance, and I think he's going to absolutely kill it. And I think it's like anything else, right? Like, if you're into sneakers, you want as many companies as possible to be doing well and putting out a good product, because it's going to force everyone else to elevate their game. So, and it's not like he's running all of New Balance. It's made in USA. But it's
so
going to
he is definitely going to be part of, in my personal opinion, one of the most influential parts of New Balance, because the highest quality, and I think anybody knows this, are the made in USA shoes.
Doubt.
The material is on another level. So it's really cool to see that he's going to be heading that specific division. Brad Price, thanks so much on congratulating us on 21K. The family, the community, everything that the Shade realm is just, we're growing and we're growing fast. We're going to be coming up on a year now, Kostos, come May. So definitely going to have a big celebration when we hit that 1 year mark.
Awesome. And listen, you've been killing it, and it's just going to continue to be awesome, and thrilled to be a small part of it here on the show.
Well, appreciate having you on Shade Selects. What's going on, Dylan? Good to see you in here. Do all fans, Steez, Joseph. We got a lot of people sliding in here in the evening with us. Again, this is Shade Selects. We've got Kostos in the house with us, and we are just reviewing some of our recent cops. Talking about some Teddy Santis.
I have a question for you. Okay, so Teddy Santis now doing stuff with New Balance, right? If I could tell you that for the next year, let's say Teddy Santis takes over, and it's not happening until 2022 that's happened, that he's taking over. Let's say it's tomorrow. So for the next year, you can either have New Balance and everything under their umbrella, all the Teddy Santis stuff and all their collabs. You could have Nike and everything under the Nike umbrella, or you could have Adidas and everything under the Adidas umbrella, including Yeezy. Which would you choose?
Oh, I'm going New Balance all the way.
Right? It isn't that insane to actually say that out loud and like really feel like you don't even
as far as quality goes, I mean, in wearing all of my shoes over time, over and over and over, you know, if I were to throw up a Jordan 1 high and then I was to throw out a 350, you know, Yeezy and a New Balance is just, there's something about the make and the build of the models, especially for my foot type. I think it really depends as well. Like, I have really high arches, so it's really important that I have, you know, good arch support. They also tailor to narrow feet, which you don't see that with a lot of sneaker companies. You know, you have one size fits all. You don't get to size, you know, for narrow feet. You don't get to size for wide feet. But New Balance, the great thing about them is they do give those options. But as far as quality, you can't compete. It's such high quality, especially the Made in USA. Guys, if you have not tried New Balance Made in USA, go just to a store and touch a pair so you can just feel the textures of the suede, the leather. It is such high quality. Such high quality. What's going on? We've got some new people in the house. Anthony White, RX Fly Fishing joining us, as well as DK Cooks. Got some OG people in here. What's up, Malia? Angela, my faves are New Balance as well. We got a lot of love for New Balance, and I think it is definitely one of those, you know, brands that just doesn't get as much love as Nike and Adidas. And
they are now, it's starting.
They are, especially, you know, since Jown did a collab with them. We had the Stray Rats collab, Casablanca. I mean, they're just on fire, and they've been really strategical, I feel like, with the collabs they've been doing. And really just finding, I feel like, just niche communities. You know, like Stray Rats is definitely like a niche community. This is definitely not a shoe for everyone, but you know, people who are hardcore fans of, you know, Stray Rats and that kind of punk vibe that really established the brand, like that's a community that's going to want this shoe. You know, it's definitely not the community for everyone, but definitely New Balance was like, we don't care. We're going to connect with this community, and we're going to, you know, collaborate with this brand and really make some fire heat, you know, shoe out of this. And I think they did a great job with this. It's different. And, you know, most of all, like just the 827 silhouette. I mean, after they did the silhouette with Ame, it looks completely different. So even if I have this one, I feel like it's a completely different shoe. I mean, they really structured it differently, and the tone and everything, just it looks so different. You can see even on the back like how different that is.
Yep.
Doesn't even look like the same silhouette.
No. Both beautiful though.
But yeah, I think New Balance has just been killing it with the collab. So very happy to see Teddy, you know, growing with the brand. And I think we're starting to see a lot of these designers becoming creative directors with, you know, larger kind of corporate companies. So it's interesting to kind of see where the trend's going. Even, you know, Melody Asani, she's now going to be the creative director for Women's Foot Locker. And these are kind of positions that I feel like
Lorenzo with Adidas.
Jerry Lorenzo with Adidas, exactly. I mean, it's just kind of really landscaping, I feel like, the footwear and streetwear realm in a different way. But it's refreshing. I feel like a lot of these brands need it.
I agree completely. And like, I don't know. I just feel like that's the way like everything should be moving. And the fact that that's where everything is moving, I think like, I don't want to say gives me hope, because I think like that implies that like what was happening is bad. And like, it was good. Like it's all been good, but like, I just think like it's just going to be better now. And I think that's great for everybody.
Exactly. Like, I'm definitely not complaining at seeing these new creatives just kind of jumping on board and really, you know, bringing their vibes to the table. Because sometimes it's, you know, you need something new in a company that's been doing things the same way. And just kind of bringing these quirky new transitional statement pieces to the table where, you know, you're taking an old silhouette like this 550 that was kind of buried in the graveyard for a long time. And you've got Teddy who goes through the archives, brings it back to life and makes it the coolest silhouette, you know, of 2021. So definitely one of those things that I think is great is they're really going back in the archives, really studying the brands and seeing what they can do to add value to some of the sneakers that really, you know, maybe didn't do so well when they were first launched.
And he's releasing the high tops of those. I think of the 650s.
Yeah, the 650s. Cool. I saw those. Obviously, I'm going to have to get those too.
I'm disappointed in you because I think the green pair is the best one. I've got the green pair inside. I would have thought you would have gotten the green. So you got the navy and the red.
You already know I entered that raffle for all colors. I didn't get the choice.
Okay,
I had to take what they gave me, and I got navy and I got red. But if I could have had my way, I would have had the gray, the green, the blue, the red. I would have had all of them all across the board.
They're awesome. They're awesome for sure. Yeah, the green pair that's probably my most worn pair of the fall and the winter was the green 550s.
Ah, look at that. Somebody with the Clarks. You can talk about this one.
I've got them too. Yeah, I mean, I screwed up with the Clarks because I did not realize. So for people that if you're interested in Clarks, you're supposed to go a half size down. So like my true size is a 10. So I should have gotten a 9.5. So I got my true size, not realizing that's not Clark's fault or Imay's fault. That's my fault. Because I didn't read, like, it says it on the website, like, go a half size down. I didn't read it. I just bought them. So they're slightly big on me. Not big enough to the point that I wouldn't wear them. But I don't know. I think they're so cool. I kind of want to get, like, a white pair for the summer.
I'm honestly bummed I didn't get them.
You want me to get them?
I honestly, I've never owned a pair of Clarks, so I was just worried about sizing too. But I don't know. I was on the fence. It's like when you haven't worn something and you're trying it and testing it out for the first time, it's like, do I dive all the way in? Just go all out? Pretend I know what size I am and pretend that I know how to style this. So the Clarks were just one of those ones where I just waited too long and they were sold out. You don't really have time to process sometimes. Because
you gotta buy it because stuff's gonna sell out. That's why I did it. I was like, I just need to buy these, so I bought them. The thing that I love about Clarks is they are simultaneously dressy and casual, where like you put like a sweatsuit on and then you put a pair of Clarks with them. And like I love sweatsuits with sneakers, and I wear that all
What
the
are
time.
we
So I'm
got
not
some
saying that's
Wallabees.
bad.
Clarks are the deal, Terrell saying. The Wallabees.
Yes. Well, the Wallabees are that's the IMA ones. I can
So
you want
that
me to
is the
grab it
one you
real
have,
quick and
yeah.
show. You want me to get them real quick and show
Yeah,
them?
grab them real
All right,
quick and
cool.
let's see.
Cool.
And we've got a new Sneaker Freaker magazine, you guys. We're going to have to open this up. I think somebody was asking me about LV. But, yeah, we got on the cover, Intervertical View. Nice little holographic. Sneaker Freaker does such a good job with their catalogs. They sent this a long ways to get to me. Oh, there they are.
So this is the
that
the
was the
IMA
color
pair.
I wanted too, Kostos. I honestly wanted that color.
So
Oh,
this
those
is
look
like
so comfy. And they're
this
like
is not
slip-ons,
like a-
basically.
Yeah, it's not a spring or summer because it's obviously got the Casatino, the wool on it, right? So this is definitely more of like a cold weather shoe, fall, winter. But you can get Wallabees like that don't have that are definitely more spring, summer themed colorways. And like I said, like
I want the Ames.
yeah, they're sick. So you could wear these. You could
those
put like
ones.
you put like a sick button down on, like tucked in with jeans and a belt, and wear Clarks. Or you could wear like a sweatsuit and wear Clarks, and that's what I think is so cool about them. You can dress them up or dress them down. Yeah, there you have it.
Yeah, no, those look great. I'm a
Clarks.
fan. Malia, did you go for the SB Dunks today? We're about to actually head into the discussion about the shoes dropping today. Since you're asking about that, maybe we will start actually with the Wasted Youth SB Dunks. I'll bring them up here in just a second. I don't know if you went for those Dunks, Kostos, but they did drop some SB Dunks today on sneakers. I, of course, took an L, so didn't really win on that one. But
I'm kind of out on Dunks right now. I like honestly like I have no interest in them. Just because like they're so saturated right now. There are a billion pairs of them. I'm
there's
not
so
a huge
many.
fan.
It's crazy.
I'm not. Yeah, like for me, like I'm not. I think I've said this before. Like I'm not a huge fan of like black, where black is like the main color on a sneaker. I prefer like lighter sneakers. So like definitely like not for me.
This one is interesting because you can actually take the Nike swoosh off. So can you see there's stitching on the side there? You can actually take the swoosh off, and underneath is a layer, and it's just a white swoosh underneath. So that's kind of, I guess they're making it a little bit artsier. I feel like, you know, they were trying to be a little bit more creative with this one, which is cool, I guess, when they get more creative. I think it's just depending on your taste, if that's what you want to do. If you're all about kind of deconstructing the shoe and being able to kind of mix and match the colors by taking pieces off. I just think it's a pretty bland shoe. There's nothing too crazy about it.
It's whatever. They're fine. I would never pay resale for them, and like, nah, just like not for me. Like I would buy these and literally never wear them.
Yeah, I think with all the dunks that have been releasing, it's like you kind of got to get picky with the ones that you are excited about. We got Steve's asking us, is Carpet Company the best release of the year? I was definitely a fan of the Carpet Company Jordans, but unfortunately they were so limited that I took an L, and I've kind of moved on.
I think that it's a really nice looking shoe, and like I feel like
I saw it in person. Beautiful. I walked into a Foot Locker, and yeah, the Jordan Carpet Company dunks were just they were beautiful. So
just like
had to give the guy, you know, major props. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to get them. So you win some, you lose some on the dunks. They've just been launching so many left and right. It's hard to keep track these days. But definitely this one is not as excited as the Carpet Companies.
Agreed.
I just want some retro GRSs from middle school. These dunks, they've been dropping, are nice though. So we got a couple people who think these are cool, which, you know, I definitely think this is, you know, a shoe that you're going to be able to wear with a lot of things. It doesn't have, you know, too many different color variations going on. It's got just that kind of neutral base. It almost looks denim, the material on this.
It's look like I'm just personally like done with dunks. So I'm not trying to like be like, I'm not saying they suck or that they're ugly. I just don't like, they're just not for me. I just don't really love them.
Yeah. All right. So, well, I took an L on them anyways. I did try and go for them, but unfortunately, sucks when you're entering draws on sneakers. I feel like my chances just drop drastically when I'm not able to just, enter normally on them. So let's see here. Let's talk about the Derrick Rose and Kanye West collab that's coming up. Did you see these leaked pictures? How crazy is this?
Okay, so yes, I saw them. Shout out to D Rose, who's one of the starting point guards for my New York Knicks, my favorite basketball team. So shout out. Of course,
to D Rose. You're not biased at all.
Extremely. I'm extremely biased, actually. But I think people can tell. I have the slides. I've got the foam runners. I've got basically every Yeezy silhouette. I don't have any 750s anymore, but I think these are really cool, and I'm definitely gonna try and cop them. So I don't know if you agree.
Sorry, Kostos, I can't hear you. Just 1 second. Are you there?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Sound just got muted.
Yeah. I think these are awesome, and I feel like a lot of people will disagree, but I definitely want to buy these.
Those are crazy. I have not seen anything like this. I mean, it's like architecture here.
It's a similar aesthetic, and obviously it's not the same thing. It's a similar looking aesthetic to the foam runner. And I think that's makes a lot of sense, obviously. I don't know, and I don't know if you have the picture. I know a couple months ago, Derrick Rose's wife wore them in an Instagram picture, and she wore a huge size just for to make it a joke. I think they look really cool, and I absolutely will get these when they come out.
Anthony thinks they look like a fish skeleton. Okay.
That's true. I can see that.
But somebody also mentioned that the foam runners look like baby sharks, which, it's cute.
I just love nice when you... I love that Kanye is doing something different, right? There's a million pairs of 350s, there's a million pairs of Jordan 1s, there's a million pairs of Dunks, million pairs.
You're definitely not going to see Nike doing something like this. I feel like this is just kind of off the beaten path for them. It's a little too out there.
Who's doing?
But they look comfortable.
Who's doing this? Who's doing this? Who's doing this? And who's doing that? Kanye's doing it. I mean,
they're taking these huge risks. They really are. They have no clue who's going to fall in love with what, but they're taking the risk. They're jumping in full out and just, launching these crazy silhouettes. And this is so futuristic. I feel like, if we went back 20 years from now and we were seeing a movie like Gattaca or something, I'd be like, oh yeah, they'd be wearing and walking around in these shoes.
Like Blade Runner? Yeah, they're...
Blade Runner, exactly.
Do you like them?
I think they're cool. I love that it kind of has this architectural look to it. It's almost like if you were designing, almost like the Oculus, actually. That's what these remind me of. It's giving me Oculus vibes for some reason, but... These are just out there. It's something different. You can tell they're going to be lightweight. I'm trying to figure out how it's going to feel walking in them. Can you see the bottom, how there's just that spacing underneath?
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is supposed to be a basketball shoe, right?
A basketball shoe? How are you going to play basketball in these? How is your foot going to stay in place?
I'm not 100% sure, but I am pretty sure that I read that this is the next shoe for Derrick Rose under his Adidas contract as a basketball shoe.
That's great because in basketball, how many people step on your feet?
Yeah.
Imagine getting your foot stepped on and then you lift your heel out and then there goes your shoe.
I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty certain that I read that this is Rose has a contract with Adidas.
No way, this is a basketball shoe.
Yeah, listen, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong about that. So my apologies if I have that
incorrect. It could be, but they got to put some laces or something to strap those in because your shoes are going to be flying off. Can you imagine how many timeouts would have to happen? Half the court's lost their sneakers.
So I'm looking at this right now on High Snobiety. This is from 3 days ago, and I don't know if that's the article you have up there, but it even says
High
here.
Snobiety.
So if you go down a little bit, the second paragraph, and I can read it. It says the sneaker, presumably a basketball shoe, as Adidas.
Oh, they are saying it's a basketball shoe.
Now, look, that doesn't mean that it is going to be. That doesn't mean that that's right, that it's going to be. It may very well not be.
Looks unlike anything that's ever graced the NBA hardwood. I would love to see somebody playing these on the court. just to see what would happen. Like, I would love to see one full team just dressed in these Yeezys going up against another team to see if the shoes actually stay on their feet. Yeah, that's crazy, though. You're right. They are supposed to be basketball shoes.
And I love that he's doing stuff like this. Like, I like that Kanye takes risks. And I like that. And I feel like a lot, it's become
here
like...
she is. There's his girlfriend.
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
She is wearing the huge size.
She did that purposefully as like a joke. Because like, but like, I don't know. I think they're really cool.
Those look so crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it kind of fits in with nature, actually, in this shot. It, like, blends for some reason.
I think they're dope as fuck, honestly.
Yeah. This is definitely taking it a step further. It's like they went all out with the slides, then the foam runner. Now it's like, oh, we've pretty much done it all. Why don't we just go all in with this one?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. And I hope he keeps doing, I hope he keeps pushing the envelope. Like, everyone's got 350s and people have got 500s and 700s. Like, let's get some new shit out there. Like, Nike, how many more dunks can Nike release? Can Nike come up with something new?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, this is just, it is so hard to create these types of concepts, I feel like, because, you know, this isn't even remotely similar to the foam runner or the slides. I mean, this is just like on a completely different level. I mean, I don't even know how you would come up with something like this. This is just
well, you probably
insane.
do lots of drugs while in Wyoming, like in a studio by himself.
I mean, like, what would you be dreaming about to the point where you wake up and you sketch this out?
But do you know what's interesting about that? Like Teddy Santis, who we were talking about earlier, had an Instagram post that caught my eye. I want to say maybe it might have been like a year ago. If you go back on his Instagram, you can find it, I think. And it was like some painter or artist, and like, I don't know, I could be getting this way off. Like the 1600s or the 1700s, who like drew all these different like ornate patterns. And he was like, I'm drawing inspiration from this. And then if like you look at like some of his designs, it's clearly taking from that. So I feel like I was like in my bathroom downstairs, and like my girlfriend decorates everything, and I was looking at something, and it looked like the foam runners a little bit, and I'm thinking like,
did she even know?
No, like there's no way she knew, but like I think that probably happens a lot, right, for a designer, when you're just like you're looking at something random and like you're probably just like, struck with
and then
inspiration
it inspires
out of nowhere,
you.
right? Yeah,
exactly. DK Cooks, a lot of people saying Nike has way more than dunks. Agreed. I do think that Nike is continuously launching new silhouettes too. I don't think what we're personally saying is that Nike doesn't release new silhouettes. I think it's just different. I think that, you know, with Yeezy, this is not a conceptualization that I would see Nike, you know, throwing out there. But, you know, they have come up already with a few new silhouettes this year. And I think somebody said that they just don't get as much hype, which obviously when you're competing, you know, with Tinker Hatfield's earlier Jordan series that he came up with, I mean, those have just kind of been ingrained in our minds as, you know, the go-to silhouettes with Nike. So it's hard to compete, I feel like, with a Jordan 1, you know, when you're bringing out a new silhouette. Like, is it going to do better? Really hard, you know, to push it when you're competing with these, you know, really strong silhouettes.
Nikes just don't excite me. That's just me, though. I'm not trying to tell anyone else like what to like and how to like stuff. Just for me, like, Nikes don't really excite me, so not anymore. Well, I'm sure, like, you know, not some pairs I like.
So now that we're talking about Nike, why don't we move into the Drake collection, the Nocta, and talk about our thoughts on this? I know that he's already dropped some previous Nocta pieces, and this kind of actually looks a little similar to pieces he's already dropped. But yeah, what do you think about this, Kostos?
I like the yellow bubble jacket quite a bit.
This has been quite the popular coat. I've seen a lot of people rocking the yellow colorway. So these are actually going to be dropping on sneakers. They do tend to sell out very fast. So
great. Sneakers, my favorite. We have a lifetime winning percentage of 0. Great. Can't wait.
So these are probably going to be like crazy. But I think it's interesting, you know, the colors that he uses. It tends to be yellow and black. But this is different series. I really actually like this hoodie. I love the pockets on here. It's different.
It's cool.
Some more basic stuff. But yeah, this is going to be a big drop coming out soon. And I know that there's a lot of fans on the Nocta. Let's see what else we have here. I guess these are just more t-shirts. And again, just black and yellow seems to be the theme with this Nocta. All right, well, that's Nocta for you. So
they're cool.
For those of you who are interested in the Drake collab, I think the price points on these are a bit steeper. So we'll have to see like my thoughts on whether or not I want to drop too much more money. As you guys know, I've been dropping money like crazy on Supreme. Oh, I forgot to actually show this to you earlier, Kostos, but I ordered this from Cactus Plant Flea Market. And it was a collab with Nike recently that they just did.
Oh, yeah, but they sent you the wrong size, right? Did you get the right size?
They gave me my extra small. They actually sent me back an extra small and apologized, which I thought was not going to happen. I literally...
That's good.
Literally thought to myself I was, you know, way out of luck. But then I saw that they were going to be launching more products on the sneakers app. So I think I just lucked out.
Nice.
For sure just lucked out on that one. All right, so let me bring up the shoe that I think most people have been talking about over the week. I already know that this isn't going to be, you know, your favorite, but because it's a Jordan. But the Raging
like
Bulls.
Yeah.
You like the Raging Bulls? Well, okay.
Well, I think my only problem with these is that like the Jordan 5 Raging Bulls are not. I think that they're awesome actually, but like. The 4 Toro Bravos are better. These are beautiful. But are they better than the? Are they better than the? And like I probably sound like the biggest complainer of all time. I don't mean to be like that. I just feel like but that's what they're going to get compared to, right? It's like is the 4 version of these, and I think the 4s are nicer. But I do agree. I do think that this is a very, very, very nice looking shoe.
Thoughts on the Towelie? I will actually bring the Towelie Adidas shoes up after this. I think it's an interesting concept, especially for those of you who are big fans of South Park like myself.
Yes.
But I'm hoping to cop these over the weekend. I entered a few raffles. I think this specific silhouette, you know, I know a lot of people find it difficult to take these on and off for some reason. I don't know if it's just the lace lock system and, you know, just the way that it's set up, but I personally just love this colorway. I love my Bel Airs. I love my off-whites. So I feel like I need to add to the collection in this colorway. I don't have this color in the 5 series. I haven't seen this color actually drop in a minute. So it's one of those things with Nike, you know, you just never know when they're going to drop a specific colorway, and it could be years and years or even a decade before they decide to launch it again. But I definitely know a lot of people are obsessed with this colorway, so I'm pretty excited to see it in person.
I definitely think it's I'm not a huge Jordan fan, as I've detailed many times, but I think that this is a really, really nice shoe, and it's a beautiful shade of red. Do you agree with me though?
It's a good red. That's the thing. Is like with certain, you know, Jordans that release, sometimes there's the coloring is just slightly off. I feel like I need to see this in person though, just because, you know, with light setup and how people shoot and edit their photos, sometimes they brighten it and they have really bright lights on the silhouette. So it doesn't really show the true color of red that it actually is to the human eye. So I'm interested to see these in hand. But it does look like a nice rich red.
Do you prefer the 4s or the 5s in this colorway?
I feel like I'm gonna have to go with the 4s.
Me too.
But it's a lot of nubuck suede on here. And for those of you guys who know, like when you stain suede, especially this kind of suede, it's light enough that if you spill something dark on it, whew, it's a difficult one to get off. let me tell you, that mark will be on there for a while unless you really know how to clean suede. Thank God I got my peeps over at Revival X who take care of my kicks because I do get them dirty once in a while. Oh my gosh. So people are talking about this Tally, so I guess I got to bring it up. For those of you who don't know the character, oh wait, yeah, do the voice.
I'll be okay if I get high. Please, just let me get high. Yeah, Towelie was a mutual acquaintance of ours, AJ. My buddy AJ will remember a friend of mine, Carl, from college, who Carl and I both thought Towelie was basically the funniest character of all time. Oh, that's the melody to Funky Town. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh my god, just his voice alone is just so cute. Oh my gosh, it comes with Tally keychains too. Look, it's high Tally and non-high Tally.
Absolutely hilarious. Towelie may be my all-time favorite character, and as someone that may or may not have smoked weed in the past, I am fully on board with the Towelie experience.
This is really cool. So this is coming out on 420. Obviously, that makes perfect sense for Adidas to be dropping it on 420 themed, or is it just 420 themed? Let's see. I love what it says. Tally is known for getting high consistently throughout the show. Why, yes, he is. I don't think I've ever seen a non-high Tally.
Oh no,
I feel like also the characters are always trying to put. I feel like they're always trying to put Tally to work, though. I feel like Cartman's always like, Tally, go do this, go do that, go do that. And he's like, okay, sure, guys, sure. And he never gets anything done, but he always is needed for something. Exactly. It's like the thought process is there, and he's about to assist them in something. I feel like there was one episode, too, where he was supposed to be, like, farming or something, but instead he was just so high he couldn't even think straight.
I think a lot of people can probably relate to that feeling, right?
Right. But no, I think this is pretty cool.
I mean, I wouldn't wear them. So they're doing it like
they're doing it like a periwinkle colorway, which is interesting. I wish they honestly would have done an all white, but I don't know, because wasn't Tally white on the show, or is he blue?
No, Tally's blue.
So he is blue. Okay, well that makes more sense. I don't know why I always thought Tally was just a white, plain, simple towel.
Tally's a talking towel that just is a major pothead. It's hilarious.
Right? That is a major pothead. Definitely it looks like it's actually towel material too. I'm trying to look at the fabric up close and personal. It looks like it's
pretty funny.
Like terry cloth on there. Definitely a shoe that I feel like you could pet. Maybe not so much dry your body off with. Can you imagine? It's like, hey babe, get my shoe. I gotta dry myself off with my towels.
Oh boy, I know it's time for me to get high. Oh yeah.
All right, everyone. So we've already gotten to that mark of 10 p.m. Man, time flew. Me and Kostos have, been feeling different with our shots today. I just feel like somebody punched me 1,000 times in my arm. But,
yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm definitely not at 100%, but we make it through for the course of for the good of the show. I do want to say before we depart today, the New Balance 991 Cappuccinos, which I think maybe we could talk about another time, are like absolutely in fuego. And when fall rolls around, I think I may look to get them.
Is that going to be your jam? I love a cappuccino color. Yes, I really do.
I think they're sick.
All right. It looks like there is a stash pocket in the tongue, says Anthony White. Of course there is a stash pocket. Of course.
Maybe, I don't know. They are, it's a cool color. I don't think I can wear them. I don't know. I'm almost 40.
It's different.
I don't know if I can really get away with it.
I think it's a good spring-summer color. It's that periwinkle.
It is, but like I'm almost 40, and then like I'm like walking around with the shoe, and like it basically like the shoe. If you wear it and someone knows what it means, you are basically saying to that person, "I just get high all the time." That's basically what you. And like I don't know if that's the kind of thing like that I necessarily like want to portray to the world. Like, hey everyone, like look at me, I'm in the media, and by the way, I love to smoke a lot of pot because I'm wearing the sneakers that basically say that.
Right. So we have a question from Malia for you, Kostos.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're bad. Like, I'm looking at some of them right now. I just pulled it up. They're pretty cool. I don't like the black colorway, the straight black colorway of the Fly's. Yeah, they're okay. I think they're just okay. I don't hate the design, and I think the reason why the question's being asked is because I was kind of killing Nike for, like, not coming out with new design. So I do have to give them some credit because it is kind of different. I think of the colorways that I'm seeing right now, the lighter one would be my favorite, which is the Celestine Blue. Yeah, they're not terrible. I would say not for me, but I don't hate them.
There you have it, Malia. Yeah,
that's the first question I ever got specifically. I appreciate that.
I know. If anybody else has any questions for Kostos while he's in here tonight, now is your chance. Jesus Christ, welcome in. Good to see you in here. You need them as a collector piece. So also, for those of you who don't know, SneakerCon announced that they are actually going to be doing SneakerCon in Texas. I know you guys all saw my little Sean Witherspoon here. And that's going to be May 22nd to the 23rd. Pretty exciting news. I'm probably going to be there, so hopefully I'll get to meet some of you at SneakerCon come May. Trying to get Kostos to head on down there. Hopefully, actually, I don't know if your girlfriend's going to like that.
No, I think she'll be fine.
You're gonna have to. You may have to promise her you're not bringing any sneakers home.
No, I'll be vaccinated at that point. I just gotta figure. I gotta, like, tell my day job, like, hey guys, I need to take off a couple days to go, like, go to SneakerCon. So we'll see how that goes.
Exactly, but I feel like it's exciting just because they had pushed the event off. Originally, the Cleveland one was supposed to be first, but they've pushed back Cleveland's event till the end of the year. But pretty exciting that they're going to be having the event over in Texas. So hopefully all of you are looking at potentially going. But again, we are at that 10:02 mark. Thanks everyone again for tuning into another one of our Shade Selects. I hope you enjoyed Kostos and my pickups for the past week, as well as our ideas on some of the drops that will be happening this week. Hope that you guys all take W's. Looks like people are hoping someone's going to sleep on the Towelie ones. Hey, you never know. They may do. You'll become employee of the month. Yes, exactly. Night, everybody. Again, Kostos, thank you so much. I know that you were feeling slightly under the weather, but I guess that's just part of the side effects of taking this vaccination shot. So glad that we were both able to stay awake, right, and be here in front of the camera and show off our Band-Aid skills here.
Let me tell you something.
It was real. It happened.
Listen, I did 4 hours of radio before I came on with you, so this has been like, look, we're professionals, you know. No matter how you feel, you gotta come on and do a good show. And look, even if I felt like shit for the next, like, week straight, which is not gonna happen, but even if I did, well worth it for the peace, for the knock on wood, well worth it for the peace of mind that comes being vaccinated, not have to worry about this shit anymore. So well worth it for me. So I'm very happy that I got the first shot today, and I would show my Band-Aid off, but it would involve me taking my shirt off. But rest assured.
Oh yeah, we trust you, Kostos. Don't worry. Don't worry. Yes. I'm like ready to rip mine off and clean it up a little bit, but I can't wait to get the second one out of the way and done.
Same.
Right. All right, everybody. Again, thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the like button on this video. Thanks so much again for tuning in. And another shout out to Terrell for your donations this evening. It does mean the world to the channel. Until next time, Kostos and I will be here next week doing our weekly Shade Selects. So again, thanks, Kostos. We will see you all next week.